uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bushka, and today we're going to be going through the Tier 8 American Heavy, the M3 Yo. As we've talked about earlier, it was made famous by American tanker Barry Big Nuts Yo-Yo. It wasn't funny or true when I said it last time, and it's not funny or true now. What this tank has going for it? Well, it's just the vanilla gorilla of American heavies. I did a review of a tank a long time ago called the M48 A1 Patton. You might remember that. And it was called the vanilla gorilla. That's what I called it in the review. And this thing is so vanilla American in its demeanor and playstyle, but it's got a wonderful little autoloader, and it just puts it over the top for me into a tank that turns from kind of like a Tier 8 M103 into a Tier 8 M103 that has a really, really big burst of alpha on it, which is pretty good as far as I'm concerned. It's got a massive turret, so the M103 reference is not without merit, but it's not as big as the Tier 7 turret, which looks like someone stuck a bunch of horse hormones in a tadpole and then put it on a roller skate. This thing is reasonably quick, 35 Ks for a tank this big with this much turret and head on it. It's got reasonably good penetration, 225 millimeters of penetration, like a BL9 or something. And 253 on your heat. It's right around the kind of acceptable range of penetration. It's got a lovely 8 degrees of gun depression, which is not quite super duper, but it's right again around that acceptable range of gun depression. It's got a 2138 DPM with this gun. We're talking about the 105 millimeter here, the T254. Bunch of DPM, which is the gun you want to be running. It's good. And I tried this tank with both the Mod 2 turret and the Mod 1 turret, and it was actually surprisingly effective with the Mod 1 turret. I don't think it's better than the Mod 2 turret, though. The Mod 2 turret gives you that extra 100 hit points, which is pretty important at that kind of number when you got 1600 hit points. The 1700 hit points, sorry. The thing that really, it's not like you've got a T29 turret. That's the thing. But it is a reasonably maneuverable, mobile Tier 8 heavy that also has a reasonably strong turret and a reasonably good gun and reasonably good gun depression. If you stay hull down, you will win a lot of games. And that's exactly what this tank did for me. I didn't have the most spectacular numbers, but gee, were they consistent. Every game I was like around the 2K mark, sometimes up to 25, 2900, sometimes down to 1600, 1500, and we won 13 of 16. So I found it to be very, very, very consistent. And for me, that's hard to beat. Like, a tank that wins and wins while being played sensibly is a tank that I can really get behind. And that's exactly what you're going to get out of the M3 Yo. I want to take a little bit of time to talk about the graphics. They do look great. The tanks do look great. Don't give any hull whatsoever in this tank. The hull in all these tanks is absolutely left wanting. You can still output a lot of damage though, even though it's not a massive autoloader. For me, this is probably the best tank in the line, pound for pound. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but there's no real upgrade. Like, you're doing 300 alpha at Tier 10 on the 3-shot gun, and that's like less than a lot of the mediums at the same tier. This is 225 alpha, which is actually higher than a lot of the mediums at this tier, if only just. And you get 3 shots out of it. The reload time and the magazine reload are all right in line. Your DPM of 2138 is actually pretty decent for a tier. It's right in line for a Tier 8 heavy, but it does it with a... I love the Asia server. just losing its mind at a professional level. Thought I was away here. Oh, just got me. Yeah, no, they're losing their minds at these two guys in spawn. What does it do badly? Well, yeah, if you're in a position where you don't get to use gun depression, you've got to be very, very careful because it does not have the kind of. By the way, have a look. We've got two heavy tanks going the flank here. Like, you're surprised? Our SU-152 is surprised. He's like, why have we got two heavies going on the flank? This is, you gotta love Blitz. It's pretty bad. If you don't have anywhere that you can use gun depression, then you have got to be careful. Because, I mean, look at the turret. You can see the turret there. It's all right. It's pretty strong when it's on an angle, but it's not strong enough to go sideways. And it's so huge that you will give turret and give angle all the time to enemies when you try and swing around to get a shot. It's just massive. Like, it's as big as an M103's turret. It's massive, and it's on a tier 8 tank. You can mitigate all that stuff just by being sensible with it, just by staying behind cover, letting the mad Ruskies go first, have some of the mad DPMs, have some of my mad deeps, baby. If you drive it conservatively, you'll be better for it. It's not a breakthrough tank. This is not the kind of tank that you are going to use to push corners. If you do that, you're going to get walloped. I mean, and deservedly so, because you don't have any body armor. It's so American. It is every inch your standardized American heavy, but with an auto loader. And that's enough for me. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the graphics. The graphics look exceptional. There was a lot of people playing these tanks without graphics today. I don't know if that was a bug or if it was just people have spent so much of their wallets on getting the tanks themselves without camouflage. Sorry, not without graphics. So much of their wallets on getting the tanks themselves that they didn't look at that. Good looking tank. That they didn't have any money left for camo. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. It's never cheap to keep and upgrade a brand new tank on patch day. You gotta love an autoloader. Like, an autoloader is a lot of fun. I myself was surprised by how good they looked. They glisten. They really do. They look how much better I look. I don't know if it's going to show because YouTube compresses the crap out of stuff. But if you have a look at me compared to the tanks around me, like, it looks better. It just looks better. It looks pretty spectacular in my opinion. And I kept catching myself doing like little pseudo screenshots of the tank when I wasn't even trying to take a screenshot. Like, the lighting on it, the reflections, the shell markers, it makes me feel a little bit like World of Tanks PC. And I think the gap is definitely going to start closing as mobile devices get stronger and stronger. I mean, the new M1 chip in the 2021 iPad Pro with 16 gigabytes of RAM, it's just nuts. Like, what it can run is absolutely crazy pants. And there is no way around the fact that there's so much to be taken advantage of. I think the biggest worry with mobile gaming is just that you end up in situations where you don't want to outdistance any of the people who are playing your game that don't have really, really good devices. But for me, I'd love to see this thing maxed out. I'd love to be able to absolutely run 120 frames per second with PC graphics on my machine. This game's pretty tense in the end too. The clock is in our favor, and all I'm trying to do is just keep these guys away. I know the T49 doesn't have the derp gun. It's got the normal gun, and I'm trying to just, there we go, we get a bounce. If I can kill this guy, I'm pretty confident that we're going to tick the clock over. Oh, that hurt. Not going to lie, that hurt. That hurt. Look at the graphics. Look at the shadows. Just trying to keep the gun in. Oh, that hurt. Come on. Leave the 49 alone. Just finish him. Just finish him. If I can click him out, we're going to go home happy. 1 pussycat. 2 pussycat. That's right. Thank you very much. I'm Bushka. Look after yourselves. Stay safe in the battlefield. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a good time. Be nice to your mum. Eat your veg. And I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.